The third and final step into finding a cat sitter that will make you purr is all about researching and interviewing potential caregivers. You have a choice between two types of providers: professionals or a hobbyist. I'm going to start explaining what a hobbyist is so that you'll be able to spot them right away when you start to do your research. A hobbyist is someone who offers cat sitting but is not running a business. They don't have pet sitters insurance and they're not bonded. They're usually not members of a professional pet sitters organization. Most don't have a degree or training in animal care, but they may have some type of experience. No doubt they all love cats, but they may or may not have one themselves. They usually charge a lower price, so it's very attractive to hire them. Friends, neighbors, college kids, retirees, gig workers, even vet techs who do sitting on the side are considered hobbyists. They may not be able to meet your number one need, and they may or may not send text and picture updates. They may or may not provide detailed, precise care, and they might not be reliable. We just don't know. They're not usually background checked, but some are, and you will have to negotiate the terms of care and the details. I always recommend hiring a professional cat sitter because I am one, and I know just how good they are and the details that are involved with caring for cats. Professional cat sitters have the most experience handling and caring for cats. A professional cat sitter is someone who offers cat sitting and takes their business seriously. They care about their reputation long term. They're trustworthy and reliable. They carry liability insurance, and they'll give you a copy up front. If they have cat sitters that actually work for them, that company will bond the cat sitters that work for them. Usually, they're a member of at least one membership organization in their trade, whether it's a pet sitters group, a kennel group, a grooming group, a behavioral group. They tend to have education, training, or certification in their field. References are always available from current clients. They're highly focused on the cat's care and your overall experience. In my opinion, unless it's your mom coming to take care of the cats, you're not going to find a better caregiver than a professional cat sitter. So where do I find this amazing cat sitter? I'm going to offer a couple of search tools. The number one way is to ask other cat parents for a referral. They might have someone that they love. The next step is to ask a local veterinarian's office. Veterinarians tend to know who is providing cat sitting or the cat whisperer in town. A veterinarian's office might actually have someone who works for them, that's a vet tech, that does cat sitting. Again, they may not be running a business, but that is someone that would have a little bit of experience if you needed a medical angle. The next step is to search pet sitter memberships. Most professional business owners who provide care services are members of either Pet Sitters International, Pet Sitter Associates, or NAPS, National Association of Professional Pet Sitters. I am launching another company called Comfort Cat Providers, where I'm creating a directory of cat sitters, cat groomers, cat behavioral specialists, feline veterinarians, and other people who have a specialty in cat care. When you go to some of these sites, you'll be able to put in your zip code, and providers in your area will have a profile page where you can get some more information about them. You can connect and ask them a question, or you can go to their website and get more information. There are a couple of other ways to do some online searches in your town. I would put into your search engine the term cat sitter and then your town. Then you'll be able to see who comes up. That sometimes is tougher to get a good cat sitter, but you might be able to find someone who's done some search engine optimization and put in the right keywords. If you are lucky enough to have a local pet newspaper in your area, you might be able to find some professional cat sitters that are advertising. If the newspaper is all animals, then someone might be more apt to advertise their cat business. But if the newspaper or magazine is truly more dog focused, they may not advertise there. And last but not least, look at your local chamber of commerce, because in my town, they have a nice online directory and there are a couple of professional pet sitting businesses that are listed there. Here's something that's going to come up. What about if you only have pet sitters that care for all types of animals? Let's say you're in an area where you have 2 types of pet sitters and they are generalist pet sitters. Regular pet sitters can be very awesome. They have their own business. They're dedicated to their business and to the animals. You don't have to hire someone who's a cat-only sitter. They just have to take cat care very seriously, and they have to know the cat's unique needs and safety precautions. Make sure that they can meet your number one need, and you'll have to make sure that they offer the service type for your cat that you need. You have to, of course, make sure they're trustworthy and get their references. And just so you know, bigger pet sitting companies often have pet sitters that specialize in just cats. So you might have 2 or 3 people on the staff that are just dedicated just to the cat clientele. And they do that for a reason, because there tends to be certain people that personalities are into the details and they're into connecting deeply with cats. And that is a wonderful option. So here are some questions to ask on the phone. You want to ask how long they've cared for cats. If they own their own business, you want to ask them how long have they been caring for cats. If it's a pet sitting business, you want to ask, and they have certain people, ask about how long they've cared for cats. Oftentimes on the website, they'll have the different pet sitters and little bios, and you'll be able to get a lot of information on who might be a good fit just from that. On a scale of 1 to 5, how comfortable are you caring for cats? What type of experience do you have with cats? We are looking for someone who has something unique to say about their cat care experience. So if someone is a pet sitter and they say, well, I mainly walk dogs, but I can feed your cat. That's no problem. I can come in and feed your cat. This is not the provider for you. They might be very well intentioned, but they have no idea what cat parents are looking for. And honestly, they're not going to be able to meet your need. If you're taking this workshop, then you actually care about the experience and what's going to happen for your cats and your home and everything. And you are not going to want someone who's going to say, I can just come in and feed your cat. That's not going to be good enough. But if they say, geez, cats are really special to me. I took a special training program online. I was interested and I did this workshop because I wanted to know about this particular cat class. Or maybe they have their own cats. They've had cats for like 30 years. Or they enjoy doing a thorough visit. I know I take care of all these animals, but cats are really special to me. I'm going to spend time with them, this sort of thing. You can tell they are a possibility. The next thing you want to ask is if they're available for the dates that you need care. Because if they're booked up or they're not available, then you will need to maybe think about them for another time. But obviously, they need to be available for the dates that you need. If your cat needs special needs care, do they even provide that type of care? Do they have insurance and references? And can they provide that to you? Do you have any questions from their website? If you've looked at their website and you want to clarify anything, then this would be a good time to ask a question. You want to ask them what their payment policies are. And you want to ask if they can schedule a meet and greet well before you need services. When people call me, I like to do that like way ahead of time because I want to make sure it's a good fit for me and for them and the cat. Questions to ask at a meet and greet. This is where you can get a little bit more detailed, okay? Once you think that this person's a good fit and you get a good feel, you will ask them, who will be coming to care for my cats? Is it going to be this person that came to the meet and greet? Or is it going to be someone else? And if you have a meet and greet ahead of time, you may have more time to meet the actual caregiver to move forward to the next step. Would it be the same person, and can I meet them? This is why a meet and greet ahead of time is vital. Then another question to ask is, do they have a backup person if they get sick? What's the plan? And do they offer the service type that your cat needs? Another question is, do they use a pet sitter app? So I use Time to Pet. So when I come to a client's house, I sign in, I activate my visit. It like times me, and I can send pictures. I can text them right there, right through the app. And that's a great service. If you want someone who can use that. Also, this would be a good time if they could share the references. And you want to share your number one need when you're in person with them. If you feel uncomfortable about sharing it, you can kind of like talk to them in person. And if they're nice, they're nice people, you're going to be able to work it into the conversation, and you'll be able to get a feel to see if it's something that they can provide. The other thing is, when you have a meet and greet, you can observe how the pet sitter interacts with the cats. Do they sit with the cats? Do they try to let them smell them? Do they make an attempt to connect with the cats? And you'll be able to tell a cat person when they go into the room. Intuition, ultimately, you will have to go with your intuition and your cat's reaction to the cat sitter. And then you will know if you have a good fit. Wrapping it all up, isn't she so cute in her little snuggie blanket? If you haven't already printed the Putting It All Together PDF, you'll want to print that. And this is where we're going to fill in all of your answers. We're going to fill in your number one need. Then you're going to fill in your cat's ideal service. And we're going to list the top 3 questions that you want to ask a professional sitter. And then what I'd like to ask you is to choose 2 possible search tools that you can act on today. These 2 things would be a great place to start. You are one step closer to vacation, my friends. Congratulations. I hope these steps will help you find a cat sitter that will make you purr. The goal is to have peace of mind for you and your cats. I would love to hear from you. If you would like to send me an email, I have the email listed right on the page. And also, if you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Have a perfect day.